Today, we'll understand what narratives are, how to craft a narrative essay, and put these lessons into practice with a walkthrough. So let's start by defining what a narrative is. In literature, a narrative is a story that is told in detail and usually organized chronologically. A narrative involves characters, a plot, a setting, conflict, and a theme. And these are all essential components that make up a compelling story. So let's use Black Panther, which you may have seen as a movie or in comic books, as an illustration of these elements. So in terms of character, in Black Panther, the main characters are T'Challa, the protagonist, who is the newly crowned king of Wakanda, and also the superhero Black Panther. There's also his sister Shuri, his love interest Nakia, his advisor Okoye, and the antagonist, Eric Killmonger. In terms of plot, the basic storyline is that T'Challa, who, after his father dies, and his father was the king of Wakanda, he goes home to an isolated yet technologically advanced African nation to basically take his rightful place as king. But to his surprise, there was a powerful enemy who gives him a run for his money. In terms of setting, the majority of the movie takes place in that fictional nation of Wakanda, which is known for its technological advancements due to its ability to have an alien substance called vibranium. And this wouldn't be much of a story if there wasn't some conflict. And the central conflict lies in the challenge to T'Challa's throne by Eric, who seeks to use these technological advancements to incite a global uprising and rectify centuries of oppression of people of African descent. Sounds good on paper, but there were some poor choices along with that. So, some themes in Black Panther include that struggle between isolationism and responsibility. There's also an exploration of the moral obligations of powerful countries that are rich in resources towards less fortunate nations. And some other themes include racial identity, heritage, and the power of community. Now, there are various types of narratives, Black Panther being one of them. And these could be found in novels, myths, legends, even anecdotes, and also personal narratives, such as those that we write in a narrative essay. And a narrative essay is a type of essay that tells a story from a defined point of view, with specific details that engage the reader and contribute to the individuality and uniqueness of the piece. A narrative essay often relays a personal experience, is written from a clear point of view, incorporates dialogue, and uses vivid descriptions to engage the reader. Now that we've defined our terms, so to speak, let's dive into some tips for writing an effective narrative essay. First, choose a strong, compelling story that has a clear focus. Next, include some engaging details to create a vivid image in the reader's mind. And incorporating dialogue is also a great way to bring characters to life and to keep that narrative engaging. Following a chronological order also helps to keep the reader's attention and makes the story easier to follow. And finally, always end with a strong conclusion that sums up the story and leaves the reader with something to think about. Great. Now let's put these tips into practice with an example. My first pet. So choose a strong story. And the story we've chosen here is about the experience of getting a first pet, which is a relatable and engaging story. Second, Use details. By adding and engaging details, you can describe the excitement and anticipation of getting the pet. Or maybe you weren't excited. What did it look like? How did it behave? Did you have any conversations about the pet with family or friends? These are the things that will make your narrative come to life. And you can further bring that narrative to life by including dialogue. Perhaps your sister came to you and said, "Hey, Mom is getting you a puppy for your birthday." And you're like, "Really? I wonder what it will be. I'll teach it all sorts of tricks and it will be my best friend." That's far more exciting than saying, "My sister told me I was getting a puppy and I was excited." So dialogue can bring life to the story as well. It's also advisable to follow a chronological order, or in the order that it happened. And this could start from the moment you decided to get a pet, to the process of picking a pet, the day you got the pet, what you named it, having the experience of caring for it, and also how your life changed after that. And that kind of leads into that final part of writing that narrative essay. You need to craft a strong conclusion. And in this case, you could discuss how getting a pet changed your life or taught you responsibility. And here's an example of how you might close. Even though taking care of No-No was challenging at times, he brought immeasurable joy into our lives and taught me valuable lessons about responsibility, care, and love. And I've always wanted to name a dog No-No, because that's all you say to them in their first year of life is no, no, no. But that aside, you are ready to write, because with these tips and that example, you can craft your own engaging narrative essay. Remember, the key is to tell a compelling story that engages the reader. And I have faith that you can do that. Please subscribe to join the channel and our growing community of knowledge seekers. You can also follow me on social media, Learning with Dr. K on Facebook. Happy learning!